Yeah, and we back, y'all, and we back. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Richest Steve in Atlanta. I am your host, Stevie Steve. We are back with another great episode for y'all. It has been a lot going on in these past few days, so we got a lot to talk about today. Vice President Kamala, she was just campaigning in Atlanta, so we're gonna talk about that. And just today, everybody found out that Iran done assassinated a Hamas leader, and Iran has vowed their revenge. So we'll talk about that as well. And then y'all know I like to end it off with a little bit of the money, a little moolah. So we're gonna talk about never worry about money again. So hey, like I said, we got a couple topics here for y'all, couple good topics, and that's what we're getting into today. So make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment for me. As y'all see, I got a little different setup here, y'all. I done had to switch streaming softwares. I was using OBS. It just wasn't working out for a lot of the things I had going on, because y'all know I got like a couple channels. So for my Heartfelt Conversations channel, make sure y'all check that out. I've been having some technical difficulties and all that stuff with OBS, so we done switched over to StreamYard, and that's what we're using now. So I got a whole bunch of new doohickeys and all that stuff that I'll be trying out in the meantime. So that's why y'all see that nice little like, subscribe, and leave a comment on the screen. You feel me? I said I think this software cool as all get out. Like, I'm honestly surprised. I'm honestly surprised and did not expect this. I did not expect this pretty much at all, but I've been testing it out, and we're gonna see how it work out for me. We're gonna see how it work out for me. With that, we might as well go ahead and move right on into the first topic of the day. First topic of the day. Kamala, she was campaigning in Atlanta, y'all, yesterday. She was in Atlanta repping it for the people, y'all, repping it for the people. And I will say, I definitely have my opinions about it. However, it's some good and bad opinions, I feel. I have good and bad opinions about what she was doing and how her whole situation played out. I think it played out exactly how she wanted it to. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let me go ahead and pull this video up. Let me go ahead and mute this audio while this play in the back, y'all. She had Meg the Stallion at her campaign event. Look at this, y'all. And this is where I say black people should be a damn shame in themselves. Because are we serious right now? We got Meg the Stallion on stage doing her thing, and y'all know what she rapping about. See, I can't play the audio for y'all right now, but we all know why we tuned in to see Meg the Stallion. We tuned in to see Meg for one reason, because we know she gonna throw that booty. So I'm letting it play on the side so we can see her throw the booty, but I can't play the music. I personally think her having Meg up there, it was smart. She got the black people to come up there and to tune in and to talk about it. I will say that. But it's ratchet as all get out. You really got Meg the Stallion on stage throwing that booty. It ain't much to say about that. And we all enjoyed seeing it. Come on now. When you heard Meg the Stallion was coming up there, what you start thinking? Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to go check that out. I know I checked it out, and I'm checking it out right now. But it's craziness. She got Meg the Stallion up there for one reason, and one reason only: to get people to come talk about it. I don't know why us as black people, we fall for this every time. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on now. Hold on, Meg. Hold on, Meg. And she got the dances up there too. Oh, I know this dance right here. Body Yachty. She getting that body Yachty on. Come on, Meg. That's why we tuned in, though. For one reason. And then, of course, that led. Hold on, Meg. Hold on. This is what we was here for. Hey, Kamala know what we was there for. She made it as wretched as possible, just to pander to the black folks. She pandering to the black folks right now. Because this is the only reason that y'all tapped into it. Me, I was going to check it out no matter what, you feel me? We was going to do a little review. We was going to do all that stuff. But for the masses, you checked in because you got to see Meg throw that booty. I can't be too upset that she did this. You know, all politicians have started to lean this way to get the black vote. You know, to get the black vote, you gotta start pandering to hip hop and all that other extra stuff. You feel me? So I'm not really surprised at all about this. Trump has done it too, you know, bringing up rappers and stuff. Hey, it ain't gonna work for Steve. I'm not about to listen to no Meg Thee Stallion when she tell me to vote. To me, all she do is get on stage and throw booty, and that's what she needs to stick to. Getting on stage and throwing that booty. That's all I want to see. I don't want to know who she voting for. Honestly, I don't really care. Do your part, Meg. Do your part. She doing her part real good right now, though. So I ain't gonna say too much. But that's not the only person she had, y'all. Meg Thee Stallion isn't the only person she had come up here. She also had Quavo. And y'all know he wasn't talking about a whole bunch of nothing. Let's see what.
Yes. How y'all doing out there? How y'all doing? If y'all don't know me, I go by the name of Quavo. Born and raised in the north side of Atlanta, home of the Migos. This city has always been home to me, from playing in the streets and, you know, nurturing me and teaching me how to be the man I am standing before you. So, I mean, one of these issues that I care about is resolving the gun violence issue. And you can't understand the struggles of gun violence if you're not in the field or in the heart of it. So one thing I learned.
Man, hold on, Quavo. What you got on, brother? That shirt look a little zesty to me. I don't know about y'all. I know they say fashion is fashion, but I ain't rocking with that shirt. I don't know, Quavo. They got you on stage looking a little crazy, my boy. And then you talking about gun violence. You rap about guns all the time. You rap about the worst thing about the black community, and that's what you champion. Flexing your money, getting bitches, and shooting and killing, living the gangster lifestyle. That's what you rap about, Quavo. And now you want to come up here on stage and try to motivate some people to go vote. Ain't no way.
Heard about working with Vice President Harris, and she always stand on business.
Oh, she's standing on business.
From inviting me, what's up, mama? From inviting me to the White House last year to discuss these solutions to passing the biggest gun safety laws to date. So it's only right in the birthplace of the culture. It's also the same place to launch the first African-American woman to run for president. Yeah, we changing the culture again. So if you never voted before, make sure you get out and vote right now, because it's the real one. And in the words of my brother Takeoff, let me get a Kamala.
Kamala. Boy, if that get y'all out there to go vote, I know something. I know something. If that gets y'all out there to go vote, I know something. That's gonna get y'all to go out there and vote. Quavo, y'all listen to Quavo. I hope he is talking about gun violence because he got Offset killed. So I hope he is trying to change a few things around here. But I don't want to listen to Quavo. Like I said, he rap about the worst things that it got to be with the black community to me. Living that life, that come on now. That ain't the normal life for people. You feel me? But if you look up to Quavo and he telling you to go vote and you go vote, I mean, I don't know. I'm still look at you kind of funny because it just is kind of weird that you gonna listen to Quavo to go vote. You feel me? Like I know he got a platform, but he just ain't the right person. The pandering to the black community when it comes to getting our, our celebrities up there and saying this and saying that, I just hate that about the black community, man. It sucks. Like that part about us sucks because we can't take nothing serious with Meg the Stallion coming up there twerking. And then you got Quavo coming up there talking about some she's standing on business. Come on now. And this happens on both sides of the playing field. They're going to pander to the black people by getting our celebrities who, honestly, a lot of them ain't shit for the black community. That's how I feel. A lot of them ain't shit, especially if they rapping and singing. You feel me? That's definitely not the things they rap and sing about. Ain't nothing to just straight up glorify. Let's be real about that. So I think that if black people keep doing that, man, we gotta look at ourselves a little bit more. If Quavo is the reason that you want to vote for Kamala, come on, man. Come on. But she knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing. I think it worked because hey, we all talking about it. Like I said, we talking about it. We tapping in. We trying to see what's going on. We trying to see Meg shake that booty. So hey, Kamala, I think that was a good play. I think you had a good play. But y'all know Kamala came up on stage and she had to say her two pieces too. So let's go ahead and check that out.
Good evening, Georgia.
Woo. Kamala. All right, y'all. Come on now. Let's keep this on too.
Thank you. Of our future. Thank you for that. Very long and important conversation.
Hold on. All right.
I want to thank Tyler for that incredible introduction. I invited him and several other young entrepreneurs to come and visit with me at the White House. And we had a really very long and important conversation about the future of America. And Tyler, you represent the best of our future. Thank you for that. Thank you. And please give it up for Quavo.
Oh, heck nah. All right, we getting past all this.
Megan.
Heck nah.
And you all helped us win in 2020, and we're going to do it again in 2020. Yeah. And for your extraordinary leadership. So, Georgia, it is so good to be back, and I am very clear. The path to the White House runs right through this state.
Yeah, A-Town.
And you all helped us win in 2020, and we're going to do it again in 2024. Yes, we will.
Okay.
Yes, we will. So let's get right down. So I'm gonna get into some business now.
There we go. Okay. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna get into some business now. All right. So Georgia, as many of you know, before, and have a seat if you have a chair. As many of you know, before I was elected vice president and before I was elected a United States senator, I was an elected attorney general and an elected district attorney. And before that, I was a courtroom prosecutor.
Let them know.
So in those roles, I took on perpetrators of all kinds.
Look at the smile, y'all.
Predators who abused women. Fraudsters who ripped off consumers. Cheaters who broke the rules for their own gain. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type.
Y'all, she used that in every single campaign she been to so far. Yo, I am dead. That is her highlight right there. She started every single one like that. So I know Trump's tired. Look, you got, yeah. All right, Kamala, you gotta let the people know now. You gotta let the people know. You gotta let them know. And look at her eating it up, y'all. I like how she looking at y'all like, got him. Got him.
I know the type. And I have been dealing with people like him my entire career. For example, as Attorney General of California, I took on one of our country's largest for-profit colleges that was scamming students. Well, Donald Trump ran a for-profit college that scammed students.
Let them know. She gonna let you know that now. She gonna let you know.
As a prosecutor, I specialized in child sexual abuse cases and sexual abuse cases. Well, Trump was found liable for committing sexual abuse. And as an attorney general, I held the big Wall Street banks accountable for fraud. Donald Trump, I'm guilty of fraud. 34 counts. So in this campaign,
Man, they trying to lock him up.
So in this campaign, I will proudly put my record against his any day
of the week. Let them know.
Any day of the week.
If y'all have actually heard her campaigns up to now, y'all would know that she done said this. She say this about at everyone. She done said this about at everyone. I think she gonna be in Houston. What is she in Houston today or tomorrow? She gonna be in Houston one of these days, so I'm gonna have to check that one out too to see exactly if she do the same speech again. We're gonna see.
Including, for example, on the issue of immigration. So I was the Attorney General of a border state. In that job, I walked underground tunnels between the United States and Mexico on that border with law enforcement officers. I went after transnational gangs, drug cartels, and human traffickers that came into our country illegally. I prosecuted them in case after case, and I won. Donald Trump, on the other hand, has been talking a big game about securing our border, but he does not walk the walk. Or as my friend Quavo would say, he does not walk it like he talks it.
Like he talks it. Oh, get him, Kamala. Auntie Kamala out here coming with the punchlines. He doesn't walk it like he talk it. Okay. Boy, Kamala, boy, you got one right there. She hitting them lines, y'all. Kamala is hitting them lines. Okay. She pandering to black folks 1,000%. We eating that up. She cool as all get out to the young folks right now. He doesn't walk it like he talk it. Like my friend Quavo would say. Okay, Auntie Kamala. He hip. And look at everybody in the crowd. Yeah. Eating it up. Got him. That's how she looking.
So look, our administration worked on the most significant border security bill in decades. Some of the most conservative Republicans in Washington, D.C. supported the bill. Even the Border Patrol endorsed it. It was all set to pass. But at the last minute, Trump directed his allies in the Senate to vote it down. Right. He tanked the bipartisan deal because he thought it would help him win an election. Which goes to show Donald Trump does not care about border security. He only cares about himself. And when I am president, I will work to actually solve the problem.
Don't be giving no promises now.
So here is my pledge to you. As president, I will bring back the border security bill that Donald Trump killed, and I will sign it into law and show Donald Trump what real leadership looks like.
I'm sorry, y'all. I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it. That's one thing I definitely don't believe. Now we know that she the borders are. Let's not act. We know she the borders are, and we done had more immigrants run over the county lines, run over the country lines into Texas, and be shipped right on up to Chicago and New York than about ever before. That just is what it is. This is one thing that I ain't gonna believe, especially since I personally think Republicans and Democrats they both want immigrants here anyway. So that's what I think. One, they want a better pool. They want to get some voters, and the other, they want cheap labor. So it just is what it is. It just is what it is. Well.
But make no mistake, this campaign is not just about us versus Donald Trump. Truly, this campaign is about two very different visions for our nation. One focused on the future, the other focused on the past.
Oh, here we go.
We believe in a future
I
where
seen this one on TikTok, y'all.
Has the opportunity to build a business, to own a home, to build intergenerational wealth, a future with affordable health care, affordable child care, paid leave. And all of this is to say, building up the middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency. Because we here all know when our middle class is strong, America is strong. And to keep our middle class strong, families need relief from the high cost of living so that they have a chance, not just to get by, but to get ahead. And yes, it is true that by many indicators, our economy is the strongest in the world. But while inflation is down and wages are up, prices are still too high. You know it and I know it. And when we win this election, here's what we're going to do about it. On day one, I will take on price gouging and bring down costs. We will ban more of those hidden fees and surprise late charges that banks and other companies use to pad their profits. We will take on corporate landlords and cap unfair rent increases. And we will take on Big Pharma to cap prescription drug costs for all Americans. Our plan will lower costs and save many middle-class families thousands of dollars a year. But Donald Trump has a different plan in mind. One that would...
I ain't gonna lie, with the middle class thing, I just feel like a lot of middle class people ain't got no financial literacy at all. I mean, if y'all want to tell me otherwise, you can tell me otherwise. I understand it is tough out here, but getting hit with them bank fees and all that other stuff, getting preyed upon, we gotta spend our time to learn this thing. That's what, the Richard Steve in Atlanta all about learning. So we need to spend some more time to learn how to actually gain money instead of, always needing some relief, because we done went to the bank and the bank done gypped us, and now we over here all in debt, struggling now. When if we would have knew from the beginning, we would have been good. Now we got gypped. So, hey, a lot of these, things can help. But at the end of the day, the middle class still going to be in the same position if we don't learn financial literacy. They can get rid of hidden fees. Is that going to stop you from getting even deeper into debt? Let's be real. The matter really is we need to get some financial literacy so that we can learn how to budget, how to save, instead of going and running to the bank and using a credit card. Let's keep this thing rolling, though.
Raise prices on middle-class families. Just look at his Project 2025 agenda. I take it you've seen it. Project 2025 is a plan to weaken the middle class. Be clear. And Donald Trump intends to cut Social Security and Medicare. He intends to give tax breaks to billionaires and big corporations. He intends to gut our investments in clean energy jobs. He intends to end the Affordable Care Act, to take us back to a time when insurance companies had the power to deny people with pre-existing conditions. You guys remember what that was? Children with asthma, breast cancer survivors, grandparents with diabetes. Georgia, America has tried these failed policies before, and we are not going back.
There we go, auntie.
We're not going back.
We not going back. Look, give him a smile. We not going back. We not going back. That's what I see on TikTok, y'all. He using it. There we go.
And we are not going back because ours is a fight for the future. And it is a fight for freedom. Across our nation, we are witnessing a full-on assault on hard-fought, hard-won freedoms and rights. The freedom to vote, the freedom to be safe from gun violence, the freedom to live without fear of bigotry and hate, the freedom to love who you love openly and with pride. The freedom to learn and acknowledge our true and full history. woman to make decisions about her own body and not have her government tell her what to do.
Oh, she got the crowd in her hand right now.
Ours is a fight for the future and for freedom. And I don't have to tell folks in Atlanta that generations of Americans before us led the fight for freedom. And now the baton is in our hands. Each and every one of us. And we love our country. We love our country. And I believe it is the highest form of patriotism to fight for the ideals of our country. And so, we who believe in the sacred freedom to vote will finally pass the Freedom to Vote Act and the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act.
Make sure y'all go vote, man.
We who believe in the freedom to live safe from gun violence will finally pass universal background checks, red flag laws, and an assault weapons ban. We who believe in reproductive freedom will stop Donald Trump's extreme abortion bans, and when Congress passes a law to restore reproductive freedoms, as President of the United States, I will sign it into law.
I gotta listen to what she said now. Congress make the law.
So November 5th is in 98 days. So, in 98 days, and let's level set. Friends, let's level set. We have a fight in front of us. We have a fight in front of us, and we are the underdogs in this race. We are. But you see, this is a people-powered campaign. Ours is a people-powered campaign. In fact, after I announced my candidacy, we saw the best week of grassroots fundraising in presidential campaign history.
Black women for Kamala. Black men for Kamala.
And if you go
white
to
women for Kamala.
kamalaharris.com, you can help us build on that
White
success.
men for Kamala. We had them all popping.
So the momentum in this race is shifting. And there are signs that Donald Trump is feeling it.
How you know that, Auntie Kamala?
You may have noticed. So last week, you may have seen, he pulled out of the debate in September he had previously agreed to. So here's the thing. Here's the funny thing about that. So he won't debate, but he and his running mate sure seem to have a lot to say about me. And by the way, don't you find some of their stuff to just be plain weird?
Everybody weird, Kamala. Don't do that.
Donald, I do hope you'll reconsider to meet me on the debate stage. Because as the saying goes, if you've got something to say, say it to my face.
Got him. I ain't gonna lie. One of the best things Kamala did was get these one-liners out there. She got them. I wonder who writing for her right now. Because I ain't gonna lie, the young people eating this up. She said, you know what they say. If you got something to say, come say it to my face. Eating it up. Y'all see the crowd? Yay! Yay! Straight eating it up. And I like to see it when she smile like, got him. Got him. Boy, you know what you're doing, Kamala. I think you're doing it. Hey, you're doing the thing. Yeah. You're going to be talked about today. And in Atlanta, y'all know Atlanta ate that up. Atlanta ate that up.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, Georgia, in the next 98 days, we have our work cut out for us. And this is not going to be easy. This is hard work, but we like hard work. Hard work is good work. So, Georgia, today I ask you, are you ready to get to work? Do we believe in freedom? Do we believe in opportunity? Do we believe in the promise of America? And are we ready to fight for it? And when we fight, we win. God bless you. God bless the United States.
Okay, Kamala. Auntie Kamala out there spitting. She was out there spitting, y'all. Let's be real. She was definitely, she did a thing. She went out there and did what she was supposed to do. Captivate the audience. She taking Trump's playbook and running with it. One-liners, the real catchy catchphrases, you know, that really invigorate people. She taking his own playbook and using it against them. So, hey, you know, she got that playbook, and then she got the race playbook and all that stuff, you know. I think that her campaign in Atlanta was a success. That's what I think. I think her having Meg Thee Stallion out there, people talking about it. She got Quavo out there, people talking about it. She got a whole bunch of one-liners. Walk it like I talk it. She should have said, if you want some, come get some, and then buck. You feel me? She's taking Trump's playbook. Hey, Trump better do something. He better do something. Because she's catering to a certain demographic, I feel like, very well right now. Catering to them very well. So I'm gonna give her in that campaign rally in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm gonna give Kamala A+. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna give her A+. Because she did exactly what she was supposed to do. Go in there, get people talking. And she catered to the demographic that she's leaning to. I like I said, personally, me, I think having Meg Thee Stallion out there and Quavo, ignorance. Ain't no way I would have had them out there. I wouldn't have had them out there. Nah, not at the rally. But when you think about the media standpoint, A+. A+ for sure. She did what she was supposed to do. Go out there and get people talking. And with that, make sure y'all like, subscribe, and leave a comment. We got some folks up in the comments right now. We got Circle of Bosses. You know, they saying they in the building, man. Hey, I appreciate Circle of Bosses for tapping here. You feel me? They in here. We got Big Win in the building. Big Win. You feel me? Richard Steven Atlanta here for you, man. Hey, that's what it is. The Bosses is in the building, man. The Bosses is in the building. And we got the biggest steal. Okay, the biggest steal in the building, man. The Bosses is in the building, man. So make sure y'all like, subscribe, and leave a comment for me, man. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and leave that comment. We're gonna go ahead and move right on into our next topic, though. Like I said, Israel then assassinated the Hamas, one of the head of Hamas leaders, and Iran is vowing for revenge. It's not looking too good, y'all. It's not looking too good. Y'all know a lot of world wars been started by an assassination like this. And with Iran vowing for revenge, it don't sound too good. It don't feel too good. It's all these little proxy wars going on and stuff, you feel me? You got Ukraine and Russia. Israel, they going after the Hamas and they in Gaza Strip, they doing all that stuff. Now they done killed one of Hamas's head leaderships who was in Iran. So they went to Iran and did this. And that's why Iran like, nah, we got to get revenge. And then you got Taiwan, China threatening them at any time. And the U.S. got to back up all of them. The U.S. got to back up all of them. So I ain't too happy about what's going on in general. It feel like everybody, because they got the backup of the U.S., they just feel like they big and bad. When really it's like, y'all calm down now, calm down. You taking taxpayer money. And don't make us have to step foot over there. Now you taking American lives. Like, but hey, America signed up for it. So, I mean, is there really much I can just say about it? I don't think so. America done signed up for it. It's not much that I can just say about it. But y'all know I got a video rigged right on up that we gonna get into. That they're gonna speak a little bit more about what's going on. Let's get it.
We start with this Fox News alert. Hamas has confirmed their top political leader has been killed in a strike in Iran. It marks the most serious escalation in the Middle East since October 7th and increases the threat of a wider war breaking out across that region.
The strike in Tehran comes hours after Israel says they killed a senior Hezbollah commander in Beirut, Lebanon.
So within hours of each other, two titanic occurrences. Trey Yingst all over it, putting it in perspective from Tel Aviv. Trey?
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. Massive breaking news overnight. The political leader of Hamas, Ismail Haniyeh, is dead following a missile strike overnight in the Iranian capital of Tehran. The Israelis have not yet taken credit for the strike, but are, of course, likely behind it. We're still gathering details, but we know that Haniyeh was staying in a guest house in the Iranian capital when it was hit by a missile. He was there for the inauguration of Iran's new president, Masoud Pezeshkian. Now, Pezeshkian and the supreme leader of Iran, the Ayatollah Khamenei, just hours before had met with Haniyeh in Tehran. And then hours later, this strike taking place, killing the political leader of the organization that Israel has been at war with for the past 300 days. We do know that the supreme leader of Iran has released a statement this morning vowing to take revenge. He says following this bitter, tragic event, which has taken place within the borders of the Islamic Republic, it is our duty to take revenge. This has major implications for the possibility of a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas as the war rages on inside Gaza. And we're hearing today from the Qataris, Qatari Prime Minister speaking out this morning, asking how can mediation succeed when one party assassinates the negotiator on the other side. All of this taking place just hours after the Israelis launched a rare strike in the Lebanese capital of Beirut, taking out a top Hezbollah commander following that rocket attack on Saturday that killed 12 people in the northern Druze village of Majd al-Shams. So major strikes taking place overnight, sending a message across the region that the Israelis are not afraid to strike well within the territory of other countries like Iran and Lebanon. But now the major question, how will Iran and its axis of evil across the region respond? We have to look at these two organizations. Overnight, Israel killed the leader of Iran's second largest proxy in the region, Hamas, and they took out a top commander of Hezbollah, Iran's largest proxy in the Middle East. There will certainly be a response. The question is what that response will look like. We do know Israeli forces are on high alert across the country. The Security Cabinet is set to meet today at 4 p.m. local time. And we also know that a notice to airmen has closed all of the airspace of northern Israel over concern about renewed rocket fire from the Iran-backed organization Hezbollah. Guys, back to you.
Trey, can we?
Man, this some bull for us. We the ones that gotta, I know they going through it right now, but then like, y'all know America like big bro everything. America big bro everything. We gonna have to get involved. What's Iran? What's their next move? What y'all think gonna be their next move? They about to say we going to war. It's not funny, y'all. That's not funny at all. That's not funny at all. But it's like, why is Israel is bullying people at this point? I personally feel like they've sent their message already. I understand. They had the right to feel the way they do and all that stuff. But they just flat out bullying people. They don't want peace. They don't want peace at all at this point. They said, yeah, you thought we won't smoke. Israel won't smoke. They want the smoke. They do not care. They said we got our big bro America backing us up. They 10 toes down for us, so we want the smoke. So now it's like, hey, who really going? We might need a military leader soon, because it ain't looking too good with the way Israel just out here popping folks, especially when they've been talking about, coming to the negotiation table for peace. But y'all know, I feel like, America just in debt to, Israel. It's the Jewish people, they over there. And they got a lot of money. Let's be real, they got a lot of money. I know we sending them a lot of money. But the Jewish people in America got a lot of money, which means they got a lot of influence on what's going on. So we gonna send that money over there. That's definitely what's gonna happen. We gonna continue to send that money. The taxpayer money gonna keep being spent over there because the government gonna keep on pandering to where the money coming from, or the people with the money. And the people with the money, hey, the Jews who over here, y'all see what they do to people when they say you anti-Semitic? Shut you down. Shut you down real quick. They come for you. They tried to get Nick Cannon like that. He got to apologizing real quick. Y'all know how they get, because they got a lot of influence and a lot of money. So if something happened, just know the U.S., we gonna put some feet down over there, or we gonna double the amount of money we spending. And I just see how the chessboard gonna go down. They pop it off. Russia gonna back Iran. Then the domino pieces just gonna keep falling just like that. Keep falling just like that. Now I do, I hope that it just does not escalate. I hope all these things, they just go ahead and die on out, and we move forward from this. But it's not looking too good at this point. It's not looking too good at this point. Because I know I don't want to strap up no boots. I love to sing. God Bless America. But I ain't really trying to put no boots on the ground. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I ain't trying to put no boots on the ground. I'm trying to chill at home. I'm trying to chill right at home. I ain't trying to put no boots on the ground. I ain't trying to be no Army, no Navy. I might do Air Force. I feel like Air Force, I can control a little drone or something. That's what they need to put me on, drone duty, where I can sit at home and just scout the little area. Boots on the ground, y'all. I'll sing I'm proud to be an American. Hey, I won't forget the man who died, who gave that right to me. But hey, I don't want to put the feet down. I don't want to put the feet on the ground. So I need Israel to get their act right and get some peaceful negotiation tables going, because we don't want another world war. You feel me? Like I know we've been sending money and doing all that stuff. That's harsh on the taxpayers anyway, especially in the black community. We need our own community to be looked after, and we've been looking after everywhere else in the world. But yeah, I ain't want to speak too long on this. I ain't want to speak too long on that topic, because I ain't really into it, and I really do wish that they would have just chilled on out and did the peaceful negotiation. But with that assassination, yeah, Iran, like they said, they're gonna have to get that back in blood. They're gonna have to get that back in blood. So I don't see a peaceful negotiation coming out of this whatsoever. That's just what I think. And with that, make sure y'all like, subscribe, and leave a comment, because there is so much going on out here, y'all. Just I can't even. But we about to go ahead and get on to my favorite part of the show, when we actually get to talk about some money, because that's what I'm really trying to learn about, is that money. That's really what I'm trying to learn about. But we got How to Never Worry About Money Again by Millennial Mindset. Millennial Mindset in the building. Minority Mindset by Minority Mindset. Y'all know, sorry for getting that wrong. But he gonna talk to us about how to never worry about money again, because y'all know we all be worrying about money all the time. And that's just something that we need to get over by getting some financial literacy. So let's go ahead and get straight into that thing.
With money, like the majority of Americans, if you're struggling with money, like the majority of Americans, this will be the most valuable video that you watch. Say you're a husband and wife making $75,000 a year, which is the median annual household income in America. After taxes, you're going to be left with $60,000 or $5,000 a month, and then you got to pay your expenses. For the average couple, that means that you're spending around $2,000 for all of your housing costs. That includes your rent or your mortgage, plus your insurance, plus your property taxes, plus your utilities, plus everything else associated with the maintenance to keep up your home. Then another $1,000 on your transportation. There might be a car payment or two, your insurance, your gas, your maintenance. Then $500 on your health. That might be your gym membership, plus your health insurance, $500 for your groceries, you got to eat, $500 for entertainment, eating at restaurants, going to movies, having fun, and then another $500 on miscellaneous stuff. If you buy all...
I just want y'all to know, he really just gave y'all a little budget right there. That's really a little budget. You feel me? If you know, you kind of know that's a little budget. Of course, it ain't no room in there for like saving or 10% to yourself first, but at least, you know, with that makeup, you know where your money going. You know where your money going with that makeup. That's kind of a little budget right there. You know, with a little tweaks, that might work out.
Alcohol, if you smoke, if you do anything outside of up here, buy clothes, buy furniture, all that fits within this $500 a month, which means you are left with nothing every single month. By the way, I forgot to say this. In my native language, Punjabi, we call a mustache a much and a braid a gut. But then what ends up happening to the majority of Americans is something comes up that you want to buy. Maybe it's a trip to Cancun. Maybe it's some new Gucci. Maybe it's a new puppy. And this thing costs $2,000, but it doesn't fit within your budget. So what do? You have option A, which is work to save up that $2,000. Or you have option B, which is buy it anyways. Now, I'm not here to talk theory. Let's take a look at the numbers.
What y'all think people gonna do? Save up or buy it anyway? Save up or buy it anyway. What you think they gonna do? We already know what's gonna happen. We already know what's gonna happen. And this is why I said when I said earlier, the middle class don't know nothing about no financial literacy. You know what's gonna happen. They want the puppy. They gonna add more cost, but they ain't gonna save up for the puppy. You ain't gonna save up for that puppy. The $2,000 puppy that you don't need because you barely, can afford it anyway, but you didn't want a companion. It's okay. But you definitely ain't gonna save up for that puppy. You gonna buy it anyway. The answer is B, ladies and gentlemen. The answer is B, ladies and gentlemen.
Record number of Americans are in credit card debt, which means we have a lot of people that are saying, you know what, I'm just going to buy that puppy anyways. This is still not the craziest part. The craziest part is that society will tell you that it is okay for you to go into debt, to buy that puppy, to buy that vacation, to buy that Gucci, because everybody's doing it. But I'm not most people. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to help you be better with money. And this advice is screwing you. It's screwing your kids, it's screwing your spouse, it's screwing your grandkids, and it's also screwing your community. And that advice is also making somebody else rich. What happens is the first time you spend money that you don't have, banks are going to be very happy to give you this first time loan, and maybe they'll only charge you 8% interest to pay it back. But the problem with this type of overspending is that it's kind of like eating flaming hot Cheetos. You think and you tell yourself that you're only going to eat one Cheeto, and you eat one, and next thing you know, your hands are covered in that red powder. So now you've been living this overspending lifestyle, and then what ends up happening is that puppy that you purchase, who you name Cheetos, ends up getting sick. And so you take poor little Cheetos to the veterinarian, and the vet says that, oh, Cheetos is sick, and he needs an operation. It's going to cost $2,000 to save little Cheetos. But you don't have $2,000. You would put it on your credit card, but now you've maxed out your credit cards. So now what do? Now you get a little desperate. You need $2,000 to save poor little Cheetos, and now you go online and you find this thing called Care Credit. And they have all these happy pictures of couples with their puppies and people smiling, and they tell you that you can get the care you need today and pay for it later. The only problem is that you're going to be stuck paying 32% interest.
Yeah.
But who cares? You got to save Cheetos, right? Everybody knows that 32% interest is expensive. But I don't think you really understand how expensive it really is. So let me show you. Let's assume now, instead of you paying this 32% APR, you could get 32% interest on your investment. Let's see how wealthy you would become. If you could invest just $100 a month, and you start this when you're 21 years old, and you do this until you're 66, you get a 32% return on your money. Well, now you're not going to retire with $1 million or $10 million or $100 million or $500,000. You would have more than $1 billion in your account because you're investing this $100 a month and getting a 32% return, but you're the person that's paying that because poor little Cheetos got sick. Now, I know I'm being silly with this whole Cheetos example, but the reality is it doesn't have to be your dog getting sick. The reality is this is what you're paying to your credit card company. This is what you're paying to your payday loan company. This is what you're paying to your subprime auto loan company. This is what you're paying to your buy now, pay later company when you don't pay things off in time. This is what you're paying, making somebody else rich at your expense. You stay poor, they get rich. Now think through this. What ends up happening to that person in this situation? You're mad at your dog Cheetos for getting sick. You're mad at the veterinarian for charging money to fix your dog. You're mad at your landlord for raising your rent. You're mad at Walmart because they're getting expensive like Whole Foods. You're mad at everybody. You're mad at your boss because you're not making enough money. You hate the system. You hate everything, and you can't figure out why you can't get out of this mess. But it didn't start with Cheetos. It started with that example that we had before. It started with, A, do you start saving up now? Or do you just say, hey, I'll buy it anyways? By the way,
it started with you. That is the answer. It started with you. This is what I be saying. Having no financial literacy is horrible for everybody. And that's the real problem with the middle class. We have no financial literacy. We don't understand that example right there. If you don't understand that example of why you don't need a credit card, because a lot of people don't need a credit card. You don't even understand how to use the credit card. Using it totally horribly. You're using it to buy everything that you want, and then you letting it charge, and you paying that 32% APR, just like he said, and you getting whacked on the medulla. And the cycle just continues and continues and spirals and spirals and spirals down into the pit of no return. That's what it is. The problem is you. We are the problem. I know a lot of people don't even care to know. I don't care. It's cool. I'll get a handout from the government. I'll get my taxes back. I'm just living my life. It doesn't matter. And somebody will pay for it. Which I don't think that's always right. You always want to depend on somebody else when the real problem is you're the problem. You could have saved yourself if you did it right in the beginning. Yes, it's harder. Yes, it takes a little longer with a lot of things, but in the long run, it pays off 1,000% more. And we all know that's always the case. They say if it's too easy, it might not be worth it. Come with women, come with money, come with life. It come with life. The best path is not always the easiest path. But, we want to take the shortcuts, use the credit card, your payday loans, your karma, and you're going to get hit with this 32% that you're going to pay to somebody else getting them rich. But, hey, hopefully the government bails you out. Am I right? Am I right?
If you felt anything like this before, it's not just you. The majority of America is in a similar financial situation right now. But it doesn't have to be that way, and I'm going to show you how you can get unstuck. And the way we're going to do this is by doing two things. First, you got to understand how money works. You got to learn money. Number two is you got to then build a plan to get out of this mess. We're going to do this today. But first things first, I want to remind you that on August 15th, 1971, the United States dollar was taken off of the gold standard. And because of that, this year, 2024, 53 years later, I'm hosting a live investor summit on August 14th and 15th, where I'm going to be going over two things. Number one, how our money has changed, not just over the last 5 decades, but over the last 5 years. And then number two, how you can find new wealth building opportunities in today's economy during a time where inflation is still hot, during a time where interest rates are still high, during a time where now our economy is slowing. How can you find wealth building opportunities? I'll be going over all of that on this Investor Summit. It's completely free, it's live, and it's virtual. So if you'd like to join me, all you have to do is register. There's a limited number of people that can join me live. So if you'd like to join, all you got to do is register using the link down in the description below. The first thing is you have to build an understanding of how our money flows through our economic system, because we have 3 different types of entities in our economic system. We have consumers, investors, and entrepreneurs. Some people become investors and entrepreneurs, but every single person, rich people, middle-class people, and poor people, every single person is a consumer, because everybody needs to eat, everybody needs clothes on their back, and everybody who has a dog needs medical care. So if you are a consumer, which everybody is, you are going to spend money at a business. This might be for food, this might be for a car, this might be for anything that you want to buy. You're spending money at a business. Well, when you spend money at this business, the person who this also benefits is the investor. The investor is the person that owns a piece of that business. This is what everybody should strive to become, but I'm going to show you why. Now, what ends up happening in our economic system is inflation. Inflation has been going on for a long time. This didn't just start after the pandemic. Inflation has been happening for many decades, and it really started to accelerate after 1971, because that was when the dollar was taken off of the gold standard, which gave the government and the Federal Reserve Bank, which is our central bank here in the United States, the ability to A, spend more money, and B, print more money. Because now our money, or at least what we call money, became just a currency. It's a piece of paper that the government has the ability to spend, even if we don't have that wealth. And what that does is it ends up devaluing the currency. So now the Federal Reserve Bank, the central bank, can just print essentially unlimited amounts of money. They give that to the government spends the money. Now, if there's more and more money being created, what ends up happening to the value of your dollars? Well, they go down. That's why $100 today can't buy you what $100 could 30 years ago. It can't buy you what $100 could 10 years ago, and it can't even buy you what $100 could last year. It's because our value of our dollars is dropping because of this inflation. So when you have this inflation, which we've seen for a long time now, and is going to continue to happen, who does that hurt? Well, inflation hurts consumers, because that means now when you want to consume anything, you want to buy anything, you want to really purchase anything, you have to spend more money at these businesses. Who does that benefit? Well, that means more dollars are flowing into the hands of the investors. Inflation disproportionately hurts consumers, while it disproportionately benefits the investors. This is why it is so important for you to start investing your money, because the reality is if you're relying on your savings and your earnings, well, your savings are being inflated away. If you had $1,000 in the bank for the last 30 years, that $1,000 will buy you a whole lot less now than what it could have 30 years ago. So we know that inflation decreases the value of your savings, but it's also hurting your spending power based off of your income, because salaries have not kept up with inflation. As much as people want to hope they have, they haven't. And so because of that, it is so important. If you want to build wealth in this economic system, you have to understand that our system is designed to produce inflation. And inflation benefits the investor while hurting the consumer, which is why if you want to become wealthy, you can't just be a consumer, you have to become an investor. Which brings us now to number 2.
I really hope that y'all just understood what he was saying, because he just was spitting some game. It might have went over a whole bunch of people's heads. As long as you stay a consumer, you will forever be struggling with money. That's basically it. That's basically it. You will work for the rest of your life as long as you are a consumer, because you have no money. You only spend money. You only had things going out. You never had stuff coming in. Now, the goal is to get a business eventually and then become an investor, but that all takes time. So we have to figure out, how can I, what's the next steps to not be only a consumer anymore, but to switch over into having a business and becoming an investor. Because that should be the end goal at the end of the day. But like I said, we don't know this. The middle class doesn't seek this. We don't know about money on everything. We don't know how to use it, though. We don't know how to use it. Come on, help us.
Well, how do you build a system to do this? Because if you're already struggling with money, how do you suddenly find more money to invest? So let me wipe this off. Let's go over number 2. Now, when it comes to you building a plan of how do you actually break out of the system, the first thing you got to do is get out of what I call the financial danger zone. And what that means is if you do not have $2,000 saved up to protect you against an emergency, this is not $2,000 saved up to buy a car or a home, $2,000 put away to protect you against something bad happening, and paying off your credit card debt. If you have any sort of high interest debt, whether it's credit card debt, whether it's payday loans, whether it's those other high interest types of debts, you are in what I call the financial danger zone. And in this time, you have to get extremely serious about doing anything possible to find that money to save your first $2,000 and pay down your high interest debts. That's the very first thing you got to do. That means during this time, no Netflix, no vacations, no restaurants, no spending money on anything unless you need it to survive, because you are in that financial danger zone. One small thing bad happens and you can go deep into a financial hole that will take you years to get out of. So to avoid that mess, what you're going to do right now is you're going to get extremely serious, which is hard, and you're going to have to find a way to save $2,000, pay off this debt as fast as possible. Maybe that means you got to sell your car. Maybe that means you got to downsize your home. Maybe that means you got to live a whole lot smaller and make a whole lot of sacrifices for a little while, that we can get out of this financial danger zone. There's really no ifs, ands, or...
Oh, he said there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
This is what you're paying to your payday. This credit card debt.
The one thing that I do like about this is that he starts at the beginning. And that's the point that most of us are at, is right at the beginning. We're right at the beginning. I'm 26. I'm right at the beginning. This is what I'm learning. This is what I'm going through right now, y'all. I have my 2,000 saved up, and I'm paying off all my debt. All my high debt, that I just have, that I just happen to have, which is student loan debt, which is credit card debt. I don't have credit card debt, y'all. I didn't fall for that trap now. That's a trap that a lot of people in, but it's hurting you so bad. And I don't want to say it. This is, the baby steps from Dave Ramsey. Like he loved to say, you might have to go beans and rice and beans. Do a little struggling. but it will pay off on the back end. You gotta get you a budget. That build a system means get you a budget. So you don't have, so that you can see where your money's going. So you can see, okay, I got this $500, like in his example earlier, that I be spending every weekend on smoking and drinking and my get lit fund, that I can sacrifice this for a little while so I can get out of this credit card debt that I'm paying 32% interest on every month, every time I let it roll over. So I can pull myself up out of the hole. Because that's where a lot of us are at. And that's why a lot of us have to deal with the things that we deal with. Be in the places that we are. Because we have no financial literacy to help us get through it. Or you just don't care. You feel me? It maybe if you would actually listen to what is being said and just start at the basics, you will see it get way better. So on this journey that I've been having to becoming the richest Steve in Atlanta, I'm only at the beginning. I'm on 2. Build your system, save that $2,000, and pay off your debt, because that's what I'm doing. It has been a great journey, and I feel like I've grown so much from there. Like, I don't even think the same as I was when I didn't care. Spending money on anything. Didn't have a budget. I don't have the same problems now neither. Wondering, okay, yeah, I gotta sacrifice in this eating spot. I'm gonna just eat at QT and McDonald's every day because it's cheaper. And y'all know you can say I'm gonna cook at home. Cooking at home expensive too nowadays. It ain't that much cheaper. It ain't that much cheaper, in my opinion, especially with the time you spend cooking. Lord, that's about 3-4 hours. Well, it ain't 3-4 hours, but it's a long time for me. It's a long time depending on what I'm cooking. Anyway, man, we have got to get it together. So I challenge all y'all to just start, man. Build you a system. Get you a budget. That way you can save that $2,000. That way in case of an emergency, you don't have to worry. Having that emergency fund, y'all, I ain't gonna lie, has been one of the greatest things. That $2,000 saved up on the side, while when you might pop a tire, or you might pop a tire, your battery might go out. Because car problems is the ones that I was having. I was having the car problems. So I know it. I know how that feels to have your tire just go flat. To have your battery in your car just run out of nowhere. And you struggle to go pay it. When I didn't have that $2,000 saved up, to compare when I did have that emergency fund, 2 totally different situations. On one side, I'm struggling, I'm stressing. And on the other side, I'm so glad I have this emergency fund. And the next day, life just kept moving on. It's gonna move on anyway. But I moved on with a more positive outlook. And all I did was I kept doing what I was doing. That 2,000 came right back in there. Next time I had an emergency, I was good. Being financially literate and having those things built up, those systems set in place, it makes you feel 10 times better when you run into a money situation. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It makes you feel 10 times better. So I would encourage all y'all, get on the wave. That way you never have to worry about money again. Because it feels good. It definitely feels good. Man, if you with me, make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment. That's it for today, y'all. Like I said, I really enjoyed the topics we had. We had Auntie Kamala. Y'all know she running for president. She did what she did. She did what she did at that Atlanta campaign event. Bought out Meg Thee Stallion and Quavo. She pandered to the black vote. Got us looking at booty. We was happy to look at that booty. And then she hit us with all them one-liners. We are not going back. We not going back. You feel me? Walk it like you talk it. You feel me? If you got something to say, Come say it to my face. You feel me? She did what she was supposed to do at that. So, hey, she did what she was supposed to do. So, I ain't fault her. A+ for that campaign event. For sure. Hey, like I said, this Israel and Hamas stuff that's going on, that is a little scary out here. I ain't gonna lie. It is a little scary with all the wars and Israel just, I feel like they don't care. They being straight savages right now. They don't really care too much about the peace. They said, we gonna show you. We gonna show you. And they definitely showed them. And now Iran talking about hey, we got to get our revenge. So like I said, we're going to see how this continues to play out. Hopefully they are able to, somebody's able to stop the bloodshed and move on for this. And then we ended it off with that money talk, how you can set yourself up to be in a situation to never worry about money again. So y'all know, it was a good show. I enjoyed it. I just want to say, make sure y'all like, subscribe, and leave a comment on your way out the door. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate you for tapping in. Peace, love, and riches. I'm out. Yes, sir.